So we are going to go ahead and create our web app. So we'll go to File, New, and Project. C# is the language, MVC. And we're going to pick the .NET web application. And let's see, we want to call this thing Contasso Site. And let's go ahead and hit create. MVC is correct. Let's go ahead and hit create. And then once we get into the project, we're going to go ahead and install the entity framework. It's working. Okay, so we need to get back to our Solution Explorer. And we're going to use the NuGet package manager to install Entity Framework. And we're using Entity Framework 6, not the core one. Here we go. And we'll go ahead and install that. All right, and it looks like it installed. So I'm going to close out of that. And our next step is going to be to pull in the models from our database, our existing database. So we're going to right click on models. And we're going to go to add a new item. And then what we want is data. So we're going to choose data in the left pane. And then we need ADO.NET Entity Data Model in the center. And then we're going to name our new model Contasso Model. And then we're going to go ahead and click Add. And this should start up an Entity Data Model wizard. So we do want Entity Framework Designer from Database. So we're going to keep that option and we're going to click on Next. Now, sometimes you will see a window asking for the Entity Framework version. I'm not seeing it, but if you do see it, you want version 6. And to connect to the database we just created, we need a new connection. So you're going to want to click on that button. And we're connecting to Microsoft SQL Server. And we're going to hit continue. So on this screen, we have to enter the server name and the database project name. So this is where you're going to have to put that project's V13. So if we click on the arrow, hopefully it'll list it. And since it's not, I'm going to manually click key it in. Windows authentication is fine. Select or enter database name. Okay, that is a good sign. So it did take this because now it's showing Contasso University data, and that is exactly what I needed. So at this point, I'm going to click OK. So the correct connection properties are now displayed. And we can just use the default name for the connection in the web config file. Okay. So we'll just use that default name and we're going to go ahead and click on next. And then what we want are the tables. Let me expand that. You want to make sure all of them are checked. And then we're going to go ahead and click on finish. Okay, so if you see this little warning, we're going to go ahead and click OK. Now, what we should eventually see, let's see, I'm going to click OK again. What we should eventually see is the model browser window opening. It's going to show us a little ER diagram. There it is. This is a very good sign. So you all should be familiar with ER diagrams. It's showing us the one-to-many relationships between our tables, and you can move these around, okay, just by dragging the title. Now, if we look over under models, let me scroll down here. We look under models. You will see a model for course enrollment and student. So at this point, we're going to run a build because we want to get everything in the solution. All right, I'm going to tell it not to show this message again because it's really annoying. Okay, so that succeeded. So our next step is going to be generating views and controllers.